Thumb, my brothers, y'all Shamal, the Dunbar, y'all Shah, the sisters. I'm preaching officer Ricard, UBK Boston, 1 West, under Command General Yohana. Okay, today, we're gonna touch on the future of America and the future of white society and what that entails so long as white men continue to rule the earth. Okay, so with that being said, I want to briefly touch on the terrorist attack. I know it occurred about 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to touch on a terrorist attack that took place in Maine that left 18 people unalived and approximately 13 people wounded. Okay. So I wanted to just first and foremost dive into these scriptures and show who is responsible for that terrorist attack. Okay, so we want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we're going to start at verse 39. Okay, all right. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now, meaning if you didn't see before, see now. Okay, Black and Hispanic people have not been seeing, okay, that the Most High is the power that dictates everything that happens on the earth. Okay, we've put our trust in Christianity. We've put our trust in Islam. We've tried all different kind of religions, and we suffer tremendously in this kingdom. Okay, so the Lord said, "See now." If you didn't see before, see it now. That I, Salafi, that I, even I am He. Meaning He is what? Meaning He's the one that protects us. He's the one that protects so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Not the God of Islam, not the God of Christianity, but the Lord is the one that protects Blacks and Hispanics. And how does He do that? How does He do that? He does that by destroying our enemies, who become enemies to Him when they attempt to oppress, when they attempt to unalive, when they try to systematically destroy His people. The Lord becomes angered by that. Okay, so what He will do is He'll destroy those people. Okay, so it says, "See now that I, even I am He." He's the one that protects us. And there is no God with me. There's no other God. The cobblestone is not going to save you. Just look at the Arabs in Palestine right now. Okay, the God of the Arabs is not saving them from being unalived by a couple thousand. I believe the last report that hit the news was approximately 11,000 people were unalived in time. Why? Because their God isn't real. If their God was real, then guess what? They would have defense against those Israelis who are bombing them to piss. That's what they would have. But the God of the Arabs does not exist. There is no other God other than the Most High. Okay? Simple and plain. All right, let's read on. And there's no other God with me. There's no other God. There's no other religion. No nothing. Okay? It's the Most High and the truth that He established in the earth. That is the only thing that is authenticated. Okay? When we're talking about a God, we're talking about any kind of religion. Okay? So although we've dived into, every culture and have experienced all of their gods, they have been unable to help Black and Hispanic people. Okay, who has been able to help Black and Hispanic people? Okay, the Lord has been able to help us. Okay, he destroys our enemies. All right, let's read on. I kill and I make alive. The Lord sanctions all destruction. All destruction and unaliving that happens on the earth is sanctioned by the Most High. You understand? So we should give the respect to the Lord in understanding that. Let's read on. And I heal. Okay. Anybody who is wounded and becomes healed again, it's because the Lord wanted to heal you. And that is the only reason why you have become healed. Let's read on. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. When the Most High wants to destroy you, no one can save you. And that's the case with this terrorist Robert Card, who committed an act of terrorism in Lewiston, Maine. Okay, none can deliver out of the Lord's hand. None can protect you. Okay, why do I say that? Because there were several pre-indicating factors that could have assisted authorities in preventing this attack. Okay, first of all, this cat was he was an Army Reserve firearms instructor. Okay, he was committed over the summer to a veteran mental health institution. Okay, that's the first indicating factor. He was for 2 weeks. He was in there. Okay. Secondly, let me just get this real quick. Secondly, he made a threat. Okay. He made a threat to actually carry out a terrorist attack on a National Guard facility. So there goes two pre-indicating factors right there. You have somebody with this level of expertise in firearms. He has the knowledge of firearms. He knows how to operate them. He's trained in tactical operations. He knows how to unalive people because he has been trained for it by the Army. The U.S. Army has trained him on how to unalive people. This guy says he's admitted to a veteran mental institution because there's something wrong with him. Okay, he was there for 2 weeks. Okay, that's indicator number one. Indicator number two. This should have been this is what should have realistically been the the determining factor as to why they at least take away his guns. Okay, if you threaten to go shoot up a school and you are licensed to carry, okay, and you go and threaten to shoot up a school, your license to carry can be revoked. Okay, and when it is revoked, you are not allowed to have any firearms in your possession. That would have been the logical course of action to take as law enforcement when you receive a call or you receive any type of information about a firearms instructor, an Army and Reserve firearms instructor making threats against a National Guard facility. Okay, but the reason why, our oppressor has all kind of surveillance. People are scared of their phones. They're scared of the laptop. Everything, because they know that our oppressor has them under surveillance. You got 10 cameras on the back of your cell phone. Okay, you got 10 cameras on the back of your cell phone, your front facing camera. You got all kind of microphones and whatever else have you on your cell phone. Everywhere. Okay. That didn't help them prevent this act of terrorism in Maine that left 18 people unalive and 13 wounded. Okay, why? Because let's read it again. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Nobody can save you once the Lord wants to destroy you. Doesn't matter how much technology you got, how much information processing you can do, how many tips you get. It doesn't matter. If the Lord wants it to happen, it will happen. Okay, so we need to give that respect to the Lord. All right, let me see if there's any more on that. Let's drop down to 41. If I whet my glittering sword, okay, your glittering sword. Just imagine a polished stainless steel blade. You know what I mean? That's the glittering it's talking about. Okay, if I wet my glittering sword, how do you wet a sword? You wet a sword by using it for battle. Blood wets the sword. When your enemy falls upon your sword, then your sword is now covered. It now becomes wet with blood. You understand? So the Lord said, if I wet my glittering sword, now this is not talking about a literal sword, but we're talking metaphorically here. Okay? The Lord is talking about an action of war. He said, if I wet my glittering sword, let's read on. In my hand, take hold of judgment. So this is why he's talking about the sword, because he's talking about punishment. Judgment is the equivalent to punishment. Okay, it's the same exact thing. Okay, so the Lord is talking about punishing who? Punishing our oppressor for what he has done to the children of Israel. Okay, and this terrorist attack that occurred in Maine is proof of that. Okay, why? And it's so heavy. What's so heavy about this is that it actually happened right before the start of November. Okay, so this act of terrorism took place, I believe, October 30th. Okay, right before we roll into November. What happens in November? What happens in November? Our people, the oppressor, celebrates the unaliving of Native Indians. Okay, the unaliving of Native Indians with Thanksgiving. All right. So the Lord will destroy you for what you do to his people. Okay. Let's take this as a reminder of that. Let's read on. And will reward them that hate me. Oh, so like I will render vengeance to my enemies. Right. He will render vengeance to his enemies. Okay. To his enemies. Who is the Lord's enemies? Once again, anyone who does evil against the Lord's chosen people. That's so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Okay. Haitians and Jamaicans. All right. Let's read on. Salakia. And no. Salakia. And will reward them that hate me. Okay. They show that they hate the Lord when they destroy his people. Every time you celebrate Thanksgiving, you show that you hate the Lord because you celebrate the unaliving of his people. All right. So because of that, the Lord is going to reward you, meaning he is going to pay you back for what you have done. All right, let's read on. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. Okay? And his sword shall devour flesh. Let's read on. And that with the blood of the slain, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Okay? So, and that with the blood of the slain, and who was the slain? The slain is the 77 million Native American Indians who European or those of Caucasian descent, okay? Those of Caucasian descent. Beginning of revenges upon Slaki, bear with me. And Slaki, and that with the slain, and that with the blood of the, yes, once again, the slain is those who the blood of the slain is talking about our people who were unalived by those colonizers of Caucasian descent. Okay, let's read on. And of the captives, that's talking about, once again, the children of Israel who were sold into slavery. Okay, we captives. We are the slaves of our oppressor from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Okay, let's read on. Rejoice. Okay, meaning what? Meaning enjoy it. Enjoy. O ye nations with his people. So the nations that have the Lord's people in captivity should rejoice. Enjoy your heaven while you can, okay? Because soon it will be impossible to enjoy your heaven. But let's read on. For he will avenge the blood of his servants. Once again, the blood of the slain, the blood of his servants. Who are the Lord's servants? The Lord's servants are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Let's read on. And will render vengeance to his adversaries. Okay, who are the adversaries? The adversaries are those that enslave the Lord's chosen people. Once again, let's read on. And will be merciful unto his land and to his people. Okay, so the Lord is going to have mercy on so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right, but he's not have mercy on the oppressor for what they've done. All right, so let's drop that. Let's get Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah. Let's start at 45. Yeah, man, it's so heavy. You know what I mean? You know, I was just putting that together. That, you know, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and the way that the month of November got broken in was with an act of terrorism. Okay, which should definitely be it's definitely something that should not be ignored. Okay, because it is of great importance. All right, it should be something that our people, that we look at as Black and Hispanic people, and, you know, decide to give, you know, the honor and respect that the Most High deserves to him. Okay, because the Lord turned his, you know, it was a time when the Lord wasn't watching us. He let us, you know, destroy ourselves by going up under these other nations and serving these other gods that have done nothing for us, people. Okay, Allah has done nothing for Black people, right? Allah does nothing for Black people. Allah is a fictitious God, but the Arabs who that religion belongs to, they're in your neighborhoods. They're in your neighborhoods, and they're opening Crown Fried Chickens, and they're opening gas stations, and they're selling you K2 and Lucy's and all kind of garbage out them gas stations, man. Everything to destroy you. All right. If we had to look at it, we could clearly see that, you know, at least say that, dang, God doesn't love us because he sets up these Arabs all around us to eat off of us. And we benefit nothing from it. And they bring all their family over to America and they get all kinds of wealth and all kinds of loans. And meanwhile, we're poor in the ghettos, struggling in hell, being destroyed every day. Okay. But what I say was going to grab Isaiah 45 and 7. Let's read. See here. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I want to start up a little bit. I might want to start up a little bit. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I think this is it right here. Okay, yeah. So start not 7. We'll go up to just. I guess we could go up to 4. We'll go up to 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the progenitor or father of the 12 tribes that make up the nation of Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and that is why we are Israelites, because we are descendants of Jacob. Jacob is our forefather. Okay, but it says for Jacob, my servant's sake. So we see who this is pertaining to. All right, for his servant's sake. All right, and Israel elect, meaning who God has chosen. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Meaning, how have we not known the Lord? We haven't known the Most High because we haven't done what he said to do. Okay? We don't do what the Most High said to do. We do what we want to do. Okay? The Lord said, don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster. Okay? We do it because we don't know the Lord. Okay? You're not supposed to sleep with another man's wife. We do it because we don't know the Lord. All right? We ain't supposed to be, doing all kind of drugs or what have you. We do it because we don't know the Lord. We're not supposed to be up in Islam. We're not supposed to be up in Christianity. But we are, because we have not known the Most High. So let's read on. Verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. Okay? There's no God besides the Lord. All right? Simple and plain. That's what we've been talking about. You know what I mean? The proof is in the condition that we live in. Okay? If the God of the Arabs was real, okay, then we wouldn't be dying at the rate that we dying. Okay? If the God of Israel, if the God of Christianity was real, okay, then we wouldn't be filling up the prisons. We wouldn't be filling up the prisons. All right. We would be on top in heaven, just like those that live in Maine, in Lewiston, Maine, who live in a very economically developed city. Okay. But let's read on. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Meaning the Lord protected us even though we didn't know him. Okay? That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. Okay, the Lord, for his reputation, for his name's sake, has protected us. Okay, I am the Lord, and there is none else. Okay, I form the light and create darkness. All right, he made the light and he made the darkness. All right, talking about the creation. All right, I make peace and create evil. Lord make peace and he creates evil. What is the evil? The evil is the unaliving of people. That's what it's specifically referencing here. Not that the Lord creates evil, but the Lord creates evil in the sense of unaliving. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I, the Lord, do all these things. All right. So let's drop that. Let's drop that. Let's get Amos 3, and we'll start at verse 6. Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah. There we go. 3 and 6. We'll start at verse 1. Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word: the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, okay, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Meaning what? The Lord doesn't know these other nations. Okay, he's not with them. We are the only ones that the Lord is with. We are the only ones that the Lord establishes covenant with. We're the only one that the Lord set up these laws, these rules, instructions for. Okay, let's read on. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Okay, was iniquities? Iniquities are sins. Okay, so the Lord said, because of this relationship that we have with him as a nation, okay, he's going to punish us because he gave us the law, those laws to abide by. You know what I mean? And when we decide to transgress those laws, when we decide to go against the Most High, okay, then the Lord has to punish us for what we've done because of that. All right, let's read on. Let's drop down to verse 4. Matter of fact, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Okay, shall a trumpet was utilized to, alert the city that, danger was outside the borders of that city. Okay, for like if you heard the those emergency alerts that pop up on your phone. Okay, if you got a real emergency alert that popped up on your phone that told you that there was an incoming nuclear strike headed for the U.S., okay, and you receive that, that's the equivalent to blowing a trumpet. So if you receive that notification on your phone or on your TV or what have you, all right, would you not be afraid? Okay, if you knew that a nuclear missile was headed for America and you were notified of it, all right, via the way of a warning of through some way, okay, would you not be afraid? That's what it's saying here. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Right? It's a rhetorical question. Okay. Of course they're going to be afraid. Of course, you're gonna be afraid if you think you are about to uh, be hit with a nuclear strike on U.S. soil. Okay, let's read on. Let me see. Salaki. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not afraid? Be not afraid. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? Okay. So likewise, uh, just like you would be afraid if you received a warning that there was a nuclear strike about to occur on American soil. All right. Likewise, uh, should there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? No, there should not be. If there is evil in a city, so if 18 people were unalived in Maine and 13 injured, uh, it is the Lord that had done it. Okay, the Lord did that. You understand? So let me see if I want to read more on that. Let me see if I want to read more on that. That's it on that. That's it on that. So we're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna go to Ecclesiasticus. Okay. So we show we show we show that the Lord is responsible for any unalive and any evil that happens in the city. Okay, now we're going to get into how the Lord does it, because just because the Lord sanctions it doesn't mean that he actually, gets his hands dirty, because the Lord is a boss. Okay, so he's going to give the order and it's going to be executed, okay, under his command. And the Lord receives the credit for it because he gave the order for it to get accomplished. All right. Okay. So we're going to drop that and we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus and we're going to go to the 28th chapter. All right. Ecclesiasticus. We're going to go to 28. And 28. Oh, no, 39. 39. So lock you. 39 and 28, I bet. 39 and 28. 39 and 28. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay. So the Lord created certain spirits for the sake of vengeance. Okay. Just like the death angel that was in Egypt. Okay. That killed the firstborn of everything in Egypt if it didn't have the blood on the door. Okay. The Lord sent the death angel. All right. So let's read on. Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Which in their fury. So these spirits that the Lord created are to exercise the Lord's wrath on the earth. And it says in their fury, okay, because they are coming with the fury of the Most High, lay on sore strokes, okay? Like they're going to hit you and you're going to feel it, all right? You're going to feel it. Like if it aims and puts the spirit on some devil to go commit an act of terrorism and unalive 18 people, Well, guess what? The fury was unleashed. And the after effect, like if you ever been in a fight, you get in that fight, you get hit, you might not even feel it when you're being hit. But maybe the next day or the day after, when you get up, you might be feeling like, hey, what happened right here? What is that? Oh, yeah, you know what? I think he did hit me right there. I think that cat hit me right there. That's all right. That's why I ain't even feel that. But not like to take, that's not the spirit you're going to have when the angel of the Lord hits you, though. You know what I mean? When they lay their sword strokes, you going to feel it. Okay? All right? They're gonna do that, and somebody's father was unalived. Somebody's brother was unalived. Somebody's cousin was unalived. Somebody's uncle was unalived. Somebody's grandfather was unalived that day. Okay, and you're gonna feel the aftermath of that. There was some devil who was, in tears. Maybe I should put him up real quick. There was some devil he was in. Oh my God, he was destroyed by he was destroyed by this. You know what I mean? As he should be. All right, but I'm gonna stand down on doing that. But yeah, let's read on. In the time of destruction, Salaki, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And they appease the wrath of him that made them. Meaning what? The Lord is upset. The Lord is angered, right? These nations have provoked the Most High to anger, okay? The unaliving of 77 million Native Indians provoked the Most High to anger. The sexual abuse that Native American Indians suffered by the hands of those oppressors provoked the Lord to anger. Okay? The enslavement of the Native Indians provoked the Most High to anger. Okay? That provoked the Lord to anger. So let's see. Hold on. And appease the wrath of him that made him. Okay, there we go. That's the point we want to. So now we know that the Most High is provoked to wrath. Okay? Now, he created these spirits for the vengeance. Okay? They go out and execute the judgment of the Lord here on the earth. Okay? And when they execute the judgment, they do it to the Lord's satisfaction. Okay? To make it understandable, all right, it's as if, let's say a military general gives the order to a soldier to go seize a village. And, per the orders that he was given details to unalive all men, women, and children on that village, in that village that they were appointed to seize. Okay? So the soldiers go to the village and they execute everybody and they follow the rest of the orders that they were given, and the village has now been seized. Okay? And then when they go and give the report back to the general who gave them the order to seize that village, okay, guess what he is going to be? He is going to be satisfied with their performance if he executed in the way that he wanted them to. Okay? likewise with the angels of the Lord. They execute their orders that they are given by the Most High to the satisfaction of the Most High. Okay, let's read on. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So these are the things that the Lord created for vengeance. Fire, you see a wildfire happening of any kind, and it's destroying everything. That was the Lord that sent that spirit to execute with fire. Okay, and hail, that goes unexplained. We all know what hail is. And famine, what is famine? Famine is the lack of food. Okay, so that's another way that the Lord uh, executes His vengeance, and okay, is with famine. And what we're talking about specifically is death. Okay, so let's drop down to 31. They shall rejoice in His commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress His word. Okay, so they rejoice in His commandment, meaning the angels, they enjoy receiving orders from the Most High. They are awaiting their next order to execute the judgment that the Lord requires of them. Okay, they don't want standby, and they are ready to go. Okay, and they shall not transgress His word. The angels are not like man. You understand? The angels is not like man. They can't disobey the Most High. So they shall not transgress His word. Whatever the Lord tells them to do, it gets done. They do it. There's no contemplating. There's no back and forth. There's no, I don't feel like it. They are ready to go. And they're going to do it. Whatever they are told to do, they do, and it gets done. And that's it. Okay? So, okay. So let's drop that. Let's drop that. All right. We're going to drop that one. And we are going to go to Deuteronomy. Actually, hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see this real quick. Isaiah 9. On his servant to bring Jacob again. Let's see. Let me make sure I got this one right here. Go to Isaiah. Bear with me. So make sure I got this one. Isaiah 49. I said the Lord. Okay. 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 Let's see. Eight. And 8. Oh, actually, yeah. Salakia. Uh-huh. Okay. 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 All right. Salakia. What was I at? Let's go to 34 and 5. 34 and 5. 34. 34. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I'm not to go 49. I know it's bugging out. Hold on. 24. Okay. Salaki. Okay. Before I go there, Salaki, y'all bear with me. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 28. And Deuteronomy 28. All right. Deuteronomy 28. All right. Yeah. Deuteronomy 28. And we'll start at 1, and then we'll go to 15, and then we'll go to 68, just so we get the whole scope of what's going on here. All right. Yeah. All right. So Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, meaning we should. So this is a biblical prophecy, right? And it's explaining what would happen if we obey the Most High, if we listen to the voice of our God, okay, and what would happen if we didn't obey. All right, so let's read on. To observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Okay, so that's biblical prophecy, and that's prophesying our future as if we obeyed the Lord and listened to the commandments that the Lord gave us. Okay, if we stood with the Most High. So let's drop down to 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So yeah, these are the so now, okay, we're gonna getting into the curses that will befall us if we didn't obey the Most High, right? Okay, so let's drop down to 68. Okay. And the Lord shall bring me into Egypt again with ships. The Lord shall bring us into Egypt. You know, the Lord was going to bring us into bondage again with ships. Okay. Bring us into Egypt again. We were enslaved. We were slaves in the side of Egypt. Okay. Bring us into Egypt again, though, with ships. This is how we know that it's not talking about uh, Egypt literally. Okay. It said it's going to bring us into bondage again with ships. What are those ships talking about? The ships that it's talking about is the transatlantic slave trade. Okay. the ships that our people were brought to the Americas on to serve as slaves. Okay, let's read on. Salakia. Whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Right. So we were sold to our enemies. You know what I mean? They put our people on auction blocks and they sold us on the auction blocks into slavery. All right. That is how we were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. What does it mean, buy you? Buy you means redeem you, meaning nobody was going to save us from slavery. Okay. Now, why is this important? This is important because if you look at the condition that our people are in and what we suffer here under our oppressor, according to the prophecy, it is we were supposed to go into slavery. Okay, we were supposed to be destroyed by enemies because we disobeyed the Most High. Okay, so now let's keep that in mind, and let's get Isaiah 49, 24, and no, yeah, let's start Isaiah. Let me see where I'm at. 49 and 24. Shall the prey, Isaiah 49 and 24, shall the prey be taken from the mighty? Who's the prey? Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people are the prey to every nation around them. Okay? It says, shall the prey be taken from the mighty? Who is the mighty? The mighty is the white man that took us into captivity. Okay? Let's read on. Or the lawful captive delivered. The lawful captive. Who is the lawful captive? The lawful captive is so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We were lawfully captives because we disobeyed the Most High. Okay? And that was biblical prophecy that we will go into slavery if we disobey them. Okay? So now the question is being posed here in Isaiah 49 and 24, where it says, shall the prey be taken from the mighty? Are we going to be taken away? You mean, are we going to be delivered out of slavery? Okay. Or the lawful captive delivered? Are we going to be delivered out of captivity? Okay. Let's read on. But thus saith the Lord. So this is the Lord saying this now. Let's read on. Even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away. Okay. We will be taken away. All right. Let's read on. And the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. Who is the terrible? The terrible is the cruel and terrible master that rules over us. I mean, the white man. You understand? That is the cruel and terrible person that rules over us. All right. Oh, let's see. For I will contend with him that contendeth with thee, and I will save thy children. Okay. And the Lord said he will save our children. All right. Let's read on. And I will feed them that oppress thee. So the Lord said he's going to the same man that oppresses us, he is going to feed them. Okay. So how is the Lord going to feed those people that oppress us? Let's see how. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh. Okay. With their own flesh. What is their own flesh? The main Robert Card, that terrorist who committed the act of terrorism in Maine, was a Caucasian man. Where he committed that act of terrorism was a predominantly, demographically wise, Caucasian area. Okay, he fed that he fed that devil with his own flesh. Who was his own flesh? His people. He didn't go out and go to a predominantly black or Hispanic neighborhood. He was right there in Maine, which is predominantly white. Okay, and he committed that act of terrorism there, and he destroyed those people. And why did he do that? He did that because the Lord made him do it. Okay, they said he was committed to that mental institution. You know why he was committed to that mental institution? Because he said he was hearing voices in his head. Let me help you out. Those voices that he was hearing in his head, guess whose voice? Guess what voices he was hearing? He was hearing the voices of those spirits that were made for vengeance. Okay? The angels made him do it. They whispered in his head. They knew he had the expertise. He had a $2,000 infrared scope on his rifle that would allow him to see in the dark also. Okay? He was fully equipped. All right? And the angels chose him and they spoke to him and they made him do it. And he did it. And he fed him with his own flesh. Okay? Let's read on. And they shall be drunken with their own blood as with sweet wine. Okay? Our oppressor has an unquenchable bloodlust. He does. And he has had one for the children of Israel for over 400 years. Okay? He has had one for the children of Israel for over 400 years. An insatiable bloodlust. Okay? And the Lord, because he can't get enough blood, the Lord said, I'm going to feed you with your own. I'm going to let you drink your own blood. Okay? Like it's sweet wine. And you're going to enjoy the blood of your people because you've enjoyed the blood of my people for so long. Now, since you love blood so much, drink your own blood. Here's a cup of this. Here's a cup of your own blood. Drink it, devil. Drink it. Let's read on. Let's read on. As with sweet wine, and all flesh shall know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer. Okay? The mighty one of Jacob. All right? The Lord is our Savior and our Redeemer. And we should let this be a lesson to us that, we need to increase our value before the Most High because the Lord is showing us what he will do for us as the people. Okay? He shows us that he cares about the oppression that we suffer here under this devil. He shows us, and he will do more of it if we come back to serving him. You understand that? Okay. So, with that being said, let's drop that. Let's see. Let's drop that. Go to Ezekiel. Okay. We'll drop that one. And we're going to go to Ezekiel. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Bear with me. Want to see if I want to start up a little bit. Start up. Probably not here. So we're gonna go to Ezekiel 28. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I gotta check something. I'll be forgetting to check this joint out. Hold on. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Okay. Let's see. I just got to make sure. Let's see. I just got to make sure. Okay. All right. We good. We good. Yeah. Sometimes I forget that I got to check on the audio. You know what I mean? Sometimes that audio be phasing out on me. So, I got to check it out sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I got to check it out sometimes. So, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Where was I? Uh, Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel 28 and 8. Ezekiel 28 and 8. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of a sea of the seas. So we're gonna die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. All right, you understand? Meaning what? It's a sea of people. Okay, it's a highly crowded area. Okay, this cat went to a bowling alley. Now this is a small town. Okay, this cat went to a bowling alley where he knows that people go, because realistically, the bowling alley and the bar and grill were the most populated areas in Lewiston, Maine. Okay, according to the residents of Lewiston, Maine, those were the most prominent, uh, highly populated areas. It's not really too much places you can go because it's a real rural type setting. Okay, uh, think about the country. All right, you like it's a real country like setting. So where anything is happening, it's gonna be at that bowling alley or that bar and grill. Okay, so you're gonna be taken out. Okay, like think about it. You got people on a boat. I just think about the Titanic. The Titanic drowns. A lot of people on that boat. That boat goes under. A lot of people are unalived. You understand? Likewise here at this bar and grill and at that bowling alley. You know what I mean? That's the fashion in which they were unalived in. They were unalived in respectable numbers. This wasn't an isolated incident. All right, this is multiple locations of heavily populated areas. So let's read on. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man, and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. All right. Once again, it wasn't you like you could have all the surveillance you want, you could have all the notification, you could have all the information, you know what I mean? You could have it doesn't matter. You could have firearms training yourself. You could be somebody that carries them every day. All right. You could be somebody that's knowledgeable about firearms and combat tactics. Okay. But if you get caught slipping, okay, and the Lord decide to catch you slipping, getting caught slipping is one thing. All right. Even by someone who is not formidable on the battlefield, the element of surprise is dangerous in itself, because the time you have to react is very little. Okay. You have very little time to react to a surprise attack. If you can see something coming, then you can start, you know, staging yourself. You can start preparing for the attack that you think is about to come. Okay. But when somebody catches you off guard by surprise, okay, it's a dangerous thing. It is an absolutely dangerous thing. All right, and from what we as the information that we've had here, we can clearly see that they were slipping and they was caught off guard. All right, and this is not just any enemy. Okay, this is the Most High. It doesn't get any uh it doesn't get any more uh, 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 deadly. It doesn't get any more threatening. It doesn't get any more futile, okay, than when the Lord is attacking you, okay? And from the stories that I've read and that the videos that I've seen from witnesses that were on the scene, these are cats who have guns. They have, you know, they grow up shooting. They grow up in the wilderness. They grow up, and I don't say the wilderness, but they grow up in the sticks. All right, they're in the woods. Okay, their daddy is taking them outside uh, to go hunting when they're 8 years old, to go kill a deer. Okay, to go kill something. They're going hog hunting. They're going deer hunting. They're taking their children out and teaching them how to use weapons since young and how to hunt things and kill them. Okay? That's what they do. These are not, this is not people that don't know about weapons. These guys know what they're doing. Okay? They know about firearms and they're no stranger to them. Okay? They know how to use them, and I guarantee you they keep them. However, you're not ready for the Most High. But this is the thing. When that cat went into that bowling alley and he let off the first round, they didn't know what it was. That's what I'm talking about. The element of surprise. There were reports that people heard this loud sound, and because Black people, Hispanic people are used to hearing gunshots in our neighborhoods. We go to bed hearing gunshots in our neighborhoods. We go to bed with the threat of bullets flying through our house, our residence. Okay? We go through that. We understand what gunshots sound like. But because they weren't used to being on the wrong side of a gun, they're used to going out and killing things. They're going out used to training and so on and so forth. But they're not used to being on the wrong side of a gun. They think they have some type of power. Okay? But the Lord put them on the wrong side of the gun that day. And one lady said, we're not used to hearing gunshots. We're just not used to hearing it. You're used to hearing gunshots, but you're not used to hearing being on the wrong side of the gun. And when that gun went off in there, when he let off that rifle with that infrared scope on it, it's not funny. It's not. I'm laughing at something else. But when he let off that rifle with that infrared scope in that bowling alley, white folks was like this. What is that? Is the machinery malfunctioning? Or somebody fall on the bowling floor? Somebody slip? What is going on here? They didn't understand what was going on. Second shot goes off. What is going on here? It's an equipment malfunction. All right. No, it's not an equipment malfunction. People are running. Why are people running? I don't understand why people are running. You're not used to this. You're not used to seeing that. You're not used to hearing that. Okay? You're not used to seeing it. You're not used to hearing it. And you were caught off guard. And that is the beauty of it. You understand? Salakia. But I'm saying, like, that's what it really boiled down to. So now you know what's going on. People are running. Now you see the guy with the gun. You see the guy with the gun and it's pointing in your direction. Guess what? Oh, hold on, man. Maybe I shouldn't. What we at on the time? You know what? Let me just jump to that. Hold on. Let's go to Job. Dang. All right, a whole bunch of jumps. Let's go to Job. Job 18 and 11. Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. This is what happened that day. Terrors made him afraid on every side and it drove them to their feet. What does it mean to drive you to your feet? It means start running. Okay. That's what they started seeing. They start seeing people run. Some people were running. They're running. Okay, why? Because he's letting off a rifle in a bowling alley. All right, let's read on. Shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. His strength shall be hunger bitten. Meaning what? Like if you run out of stamina in a fight, okay, your strength is hunger bitten. Meaning you deprived of your strength. You don't have any strength now. And then what happens when you don't have any strength and you're in a fight? Okay, you got three options. In case of this surprise attack, okay, you got three reactions that people will give you. You have fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, you can continue to fight, flight, or you'll freeze. Okay, some people froze. Some people froze right where they was. There was a bowling instructor. He was telling people, he said, I told some people, follow me. Some of the people followed me. I told some of the people followed me, and the other people froze where they was at. But guess what? Nobody fought. Nobody fought. They either froze or they flew. They jetted or they froze up. And that's what happened then. That's really it. That's really all that's going to happen to you. You're going to get caught up in that. You're going to get caught up in that. You're not used to it, for one. The Lord wants you to fall. You know what I mean? You know how to catch you. You got nice and comfortable where you was at, right? You was nice. You was comfortable. This doesn't happen here. Well, guess what? It did happen there. And it happened there because the Lord wanted to destroy you for that. He wanted to destroy you for that. For all the native Indians that you unalived to establish that land. The scriptures say, woe be unto him that establisheth a city with blood. Paraphrase it. You know what I mean? What is woe? Destruction. Destruction is going to be unto you because you established that city with the blood of the native Indians. You understand? And the Lord doesn't forget that. And he's going to continue to judge you for it. And these terrors are going to make you afraid on every side. Okay? You're gonna get a notification that there's an armed and dangerous terrorist on the loose. Okay? And guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be told to shelter into place. Lock your doors. yours. Okay? Be on high alert. Schools are going to close. Businesses are going to close. Lock your windows. Okay? Don't come outside. All right? You have a curfew now. There are active shooters on the loose. Be careful. You're not going to be able to just go and enjoy a drink at a bar and grill. You're not going to be able to have a drink and wings and talk about the latest sports game or what have you. It's not going to happen. Okay? The Lord is going to cease your fun. You're not going to be able to take your children to the bowling alley anymore to have fun and have family time. Okay? It's not going to happen anymore. You're going to be too scared to go outside. You're going to be traumatized. You're going to feel what it feels like to be in fear to go outside. The fear that we feel every time we go outside and we get in our vehicles, that we have to feel about some racist police officer pulling us over. The fear we have to feel about the crime that goes on in our neighborhoods. You're going to feel that same fear. And it is going to consume you. All right? So you understand me? So with that, make sure we right up on the time. Okay. So we right up on the time. So with that, we'll go ahead. I'm gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So with that, is real strong. Yahweh Ba'Hasham, Yahweh Shai Barakathum. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Alathan Ba'Hasham, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. All right. Okay.